For an NBC News special report, Gorbachev and Bush New Year's greetings. Stay tuned now for your late local news.
The preceding has been a presentation of NBC Sports. Before Panama and the pursuit of the drug trafficking dictator, one real American hero named Kiki Camarena took on Mexico's ruthless drug lords. Then they struck back. Now the truth behind the headlines of the most important story of our time, Drug Wars, the Camarena story, coming Sunday.
Good evening, I'm David Johnson. Up next on the Nightbeat, ice jams and runaway barges cause big problems on the Mon River.
David, a 10,000-gallon gasoline spill is heading for Pittsburgh, but there is good news to talk about. I'm Bill Martin live, a report coming up.
And high water forces the evacuation of 200 people in Fayette and Washington counties.
And I'm Dennis Bowman. A flood warning remains in effect along the lower Mon overnight, and otherwise we have some warmer weather coming along. I'll have the forecast.
All right, Dennis, if you use Route 28 in the morning, we've got a warning for you. In sports, John Fedko wraps up all the bowl action for us. It's all next on the Nightbeat. Stay with us.
When Channel 11's consumer reporter Asa Aarons is on the job, there's one sure way he knows he's on the right track.
I'm Asa Aarons, Channel 11 News. Are you the manager?
Asa's a scam buster. Some folks would rather not meet him face to face.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
But people's bad manners don't keep Asa from helping you out. Asa finds out what goes on behind closed doors. Asa Aarons at 6 and Mike Boguslawski at 5:30 and 11. The consumer unit that gets results only on Channel 11 News.
They're both good for eating. That goes for the red and the golden delicious. But for baking, choose the golden because it holds its shape. Red and golden delicious apples from Washington State. Look for them at Foodland.
Okay, lots of great stuff here. Yeah, Bounty Towels, 59 cents. Breyer's Ice Cream, $2.99. Oh, and double coupons, too. I'm telling you, at Foodland, we know what you like. And like seeing a few at Foodland.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't keep an Iron Man down. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't keep an Iron Man down. You're the heart. You're the heart. You're the soul. You're the soul. You're the backbone of this town. No, you can't. 'Cause you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't keep an Iron Man down.
It's been extended. It's been extended. It's been extended. GM has extended its 1989 sales year till January 3rd. So number one Cochran now has until this Wednesday to meet the challenge and remain the world's largest Pontiac dealer. Number one Cochran is doing whatever it takes to stay number one, and that means their lowest prices ever. Number one Cochran, Route 22 Monroeville and Route 8, 10 minutes north of Turnpike Exit 4. It's been extended. It's been extended. It's been number one and keeping it that way.
This is Channel 11, WPXI-TV, Pittsburgh. Live from Television Hill, this is Channel 11 News Nightbeat with David Johnson, Edie Tarbox, Dennis Bowman with the weather outside, and John Fedko with sports. Now, Channel 11 News Nightbeat.
The new year starts off with trouble on the river. Several barges break loose from their moorings on the Mon, crashing into bridges, locks, and dams, causing evacuations and a gasoline spill. Good evening, or I should say good morning, everyone. I'm David Johnson. Topping our news this Tuesday morning, runaway barges and ice jams are causing big problems on the Mon River tonight. Early this morning, about 50 barges break loose along a 40-mile stretch of the river between Brownsville and the city of Pittsburgh. 2 of those were loaded with gasoline. Tonight, one is stuck in Charleroi, the other near New Eagle, PA. That barge has leaked thousands of gallons of gas into the river and shut down traffic on the Mon between Charleroi and New Eagle. And that's where Bill Martin is right now. And Bill, what is the situation out there in New Eagle right now?
David, about 10,000 gallons of gasoline coming out of the damaged barge. You can just see the lights of the tug across the river here. It is parked next to that damaged barge on a temporary dock. They are now pumping the remaining about 300,000 gallons of gasoline into an empty tanker, and that tanker will be taken away later on tonight. We are about halfway through that process, so the good news to report tonight, this thing is almost over. After a painstaking, unnerving, and nearly all-day trip on the icy Mon to New Eagle, a tug crew began transferring the remaining 300,000 plus gallons of gas to this empty vessel around 9:30. But by then, the damaged gasoline barge was more of a curiosity than menace. Still, folks like Paul Shaner say a past accident is keeping most people here a little jumpy.
I guess after Ashland, we didn't get too excited. We were a little concerned with the rise of the level of water and then the danger of the gasoline and the purity of the drinking water.
The drinking water is safe, say environmental people, but as the some 10,000 gallon spill snakes its way to Pittsburgh, all water companies have people watching closely for any problem. The barge is one of 3 breaking away from the Gutman Oil Company in Bellevue early this morning. But the ice and high water is keeping nervous emergency people away from the other trouble spot in Charleroi. This barge, jammed against the dam, has nearly 400,000 gallons of gasoline still sitting. At the spill command post, spokesperson Betsy Mallison.
We know that it is damaged, but we also know that it's not leaking anything into the environment.
Some more good news, but again, that barge is damaged. As soon as the water goes down, and we've been watching it here, it is going down. Crews can get out there and get that barge emptied and or out of there, and hopefully we won't have a potentially very disastrous situation, David. Of course, 400,000 gallons of gasoline pouring out of that if that is damaged.
What about the one in Charleroi, Bill? When can they start work on that one?
Well, that's what we're waiting for right now, the water to go down, the ice to go down. It's supposed to be 40 tomorrow, warmer again, I believe, so that is certainly going to be a help. We have been watching the water go down, and that is good news. Again, this should be done somewhere around this particular one near New Eagle. Should be emptied all the way about 1:30 this morning. Things are going very smoothly.
Bill, one more thing. It was just 2 years ago tonight that we all experienced the spill on the Mon, as it's become known, the Ashland oil spill. It was a huge one. Compare that one to what you've been through today.
This is actually only about 2% of that spill, but it happened just right around the bend here and not very far, so this certainly has gotten people nervous tonight. When you talk about spill out in this area, Ashland comes to mind.
All right, Bill Martin live in New Eagle. Thank you, Bill. We'll see you later. In other news tonight, the barges made their way along the river. Several bridges were closed as a precaution, then reopened. The Smithfield Street Bridge, however, was shut down until just a short time ago. Several barges from the LTV plant slammed into the bridge and jammed. Because of its age, it's over 100 years old. PennDOT shut the bridge down until it could be inspected. Late tonight, the barges were removed and the okay was given to reopen the span, so as soon as the barricades are removed and the barriers removed, traffic will be flowing across the historic bridge. In Fayette and Washington counties, the massive ice jams combined with the loose barges threatened to flood some residents, and many were evacuated for a time today. This is the 3rd time in 8 years that the Mon near the Maxwell Dam has been hit by violent flooding. Stuart Brown has more on that.
1.5 million tons of coal are hauled through this lock-and dam each month, but for the immediate future, nothing is moving here. Jim Mershimer of the Army Corps of Engineers says this pileup could devastate the mining industry in southwestern Pennsylvania and West Virginia.
The mines couldn't mine the coal because there wouldn't be any place to put it. The towing companies would not be able to ship it if we lose the pool here at Maxwell.
86-year-old Anna Mysenko, who suffers from arthritis and diabetes, was among several hundred residents of Maxwell who were allowed back into their riverside homes after being evacuated for 8 hours. The water levels began going down by afternoon, but at a nearby fire hall, there was still some concern among the evacuees. Nellie Nichols was caught in the Election Day 1985 flood here and still hasn't gotten over it.
Yes, I lost everything. And right now my husband's on good health, and I swear if anything happens, I'm going to sue the barge companies.
The ice buildup and high water conditions caused by recent rain broke at least 25 coal barges loose from their moorings. The Maxwell lock suffered a huge tear in one of its gates, while an unknown number of barges wound up underwater. Frank Lent, another 1985 flood victim, insists such barge accidents are preventable.
If they'd start tying these barges up right, they're using ropes on them where they should have cables on them.
Nothing will improve here until the water level drops, and it could take several weeks before this vital river is back to normal. Stuart Brown, Channel 11 News at the Maxwell Lock and Dam.
Tonight, most of the residents who had been evacuated have returned home or are staying with relatives. Well, it doesn't look like there will be any more evacuations tonight, but a flood warning is still in effect for the lower Monongahela River. At the number 2 lock in Braddock, the Mon is already over flood stage and is expected to crest at midnight at 1.5 feet over flood stage, but no significant flooding is expected. Dennis Bowman will be here in just a few moments to tell us how much longer the warning will be in effect and to give us, of course, the complete forecast. More water trouble tonight to report, only of another kind, this time from broken pipes. Water cascaded from the windows and doors of this abandoned aerial map warehouse on the north side today. A 6-inch water main inside the Spring Garden building sprung a leak. Water crews had to shut off a public main that services the warehouse and 4 nearby homes just to stem the tide. They hope to find the warehouse owner to get inside the building tomorrow. Until then, homes along Madison Avenue will be without water, so be forewarned. In other news tonight, U.S. combat troops left Panama, and President Bush says he hopes the rest can come home soon. Only 141 troops left today, 2 units of artillery, both of them from Fort Ord, California. They were the first to leave. The president says with a new government in place and taking root, it's now possible to begin the troop pullout in Panama. Still left there, 14,000 troops who took part in the invasion and 12,000 permanently stationed in the country of Panama. Also today, Presidents Bush and Gorbachev sent separate videotaped New Year's messages to each other, both calling for peace and for freedom. New York and Cleveland swear in new mayors, a giant oil spill in Slick off the country of Morocco, and a New Year's to remember at the Berlin Wall. Just some of the stories making tonight's World in a Minute. Thousands of East Berliners celebrated their first New Year in 28 years with open borders by taking part today in a fun run spanning both sides of the divided city. Waving East and West German flags, runners passed beneath the newly opened Brandenburg Gate, where street cleaners were busy clearing rubble from Sunday night's wild New Year celebration. Minutes after the ball dropped in Times Square, the Big Apple swore in its new leader, Mayor David Dinkins. Dinkins, a Democrat, is the first black mayor in the city. 12,000 people gathered today as he took the public oath of office. He dedicates himself to human rights and social justice. In Cleveland, another new mayor sworn in. Michael White became the city's 54th mayor and second black mayor. He wants to focus on neighborhood revitalization. A tentative settlement was announced in the often bitter and violent 9-month Pittston coal strike. No details available. The union's 1,700 members will look at it over the next 10 days. And a huge oil slick near Morocco's Atlantic coast is threatening to become one of the world's worst ecological disasters. A damaged Iranian tanker spilled 37 million gallons, creating a 175-mile slick. That's the World in a Minute. We'll have more news right after this. Please stay with us.
We interrupt this purchase for a reminder.
I've got to have it.
There's still one more place to comparison shop.
I don't know where to start.
Here, by choosing the card that actually pays you cash. Cash back for every charge. The Discover card.
That's the one. It's perfect.
It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back.
What would our city be like had it not been for volunteers? There would be no help in time of disaster. Arts festivals would fall apart. And teen health hotlines would fall on deaf ears. Please help see that these and other programs in your area stay alive. Call Channel 11's Volunteer Connection. Tell the operator of your interest, availability, and location. She'll match you with a volunteer project in your area.
Call Channel 11's Volunteer Connection in partnership with Bell of Pennsylvania, a Bell Atlantic company.
Let's talk about communications today. What makes the telephone work? What makes it work?
Well, there's teeny tiny computers and wires, switchboards, sound waves.
Give me an answer, somebody.
Satellites. Press the button or dial the dial.
Okay, Billy. Tell me now, what makes the telephone work?
My father.
Yes, it's still Billy's father and the thousands of other people at Bell of Pennsylvania and Bell Atlantic that make the telephone work.
The Budget Gourmet comes in a plain cardboard box that you pop right in the microwave or oven. It costs about 40% less to manufacture than our competition's fancy packaging and saves us a bundle on production. And best of all, the money we take out of our box goes into our food. The Budget Gourmet. Expensive food at reasonable prices.
Well, quite a beginning to New Year's 1990 for Pittsburgh, especially on the Mon River and the folks who live there. Dennis, what can they expect tomorrow? It's going to be continuous melting of ice, I guess?
Continuous melting of ice, but the good news is that the rivers are on the way down right now. The lone trouble spot there, Lock 2 at Braddock, is going to crest at about 1.5 feet over flood stage very shortly, and then a rapid fall is being anticipated there overnight. And on the heels of our coldest December in history, where we averaged 19.4 degrees for the month, here comes the January thaw kicking off tomorrow. 30 degrees right now is our temperature. Our high today was 33. The low was 29 this morning. So a day of steady temperatures, and we had 0.2 of an inch of snowfall. Just a little fresh dusting for the area today. 0.02 of an inch of water content contained in that. Let's take a look at some area temperatures this evening. And here's what we've got going now. It's kind of a typical night in January, although the wind chill factor comes into play now. It feels like it's 14 degrees out here right now, even though it's 30. 29s are coming in from Columbus and Charleston, also Morgantown and Buffalo. It is 21 degrees. Show you a couple of satellite pictures here. The first one is coming in at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We were socked in with some light snow activity here. As our little sequence progresses here up to 6 o'clock, still lots of clouds, but you will notice the clearing is working its way eastward, and so we will expect some partial clearing overnight. Certainly during the day tomorrow, I would imagine the high pressure responsible for all of this is going to give us a mostly sunny day, and with all the sunshine, we should bounce up to about 40 degrees. Actually, I have a couple of large high pressure centers that will form one during the next 24 hours, and right now they are beginning to control much of the nation's midsection. Some showers in southern Texas and also just off South Florida, and also a major rainstorms moving into parts of northern California and Oregon with some pretty good snows at the higher elevations. And during the next 24 hours, as we said, it'll be just one large high pressure that's right in our neck of the woods, controlling the eastern third of the country with sunshine. And then we'll keep an eye on this cold front that'll trek eastward and give us a chance of some precipitation maybe Wednesday night or Thursday. But the next couple of days look like they're going to be fairly mild ones here. A little January thaw to kick off the new year. Let's take a look at our stats now from the airport. Kind of breezy and brisk right now. It is 30 degrees with a chill of 14 as the west winds hit us at 12 miles per hour. Relative humidity at 66% and the pressure steady at 30.30. Our AccuWeather forecast calling for some partial clearing and a chilly night. 22 will be the low temperature. That's just really fairly typical for January. Mostly sunny, not as cold tomorrow, up to about 40 degrees. And by tomorrow night, mostly clear and brisk, but not as cold. 28 for a low temperature tomorrow night. Here's our 5-day. Wednesday, we'll call it partly sunny and 48 degrees. We're going to thaw some more snow and ice here. Thursday, partly sunny, 38 degrees. We'll get colder behind that cold front I just told you about. On Friday, partly sunny, about 32. And then we could see some snow showers sneaking in late in the day Saturday. Jury's still out on that. The high we're anticipating right now for Saturday, 34 degrees. Happy New Year, everybody. And that's the way it looks here from chilly Television Hill. Let's get back to David.
All right, a belated Happy New Year to you. Thank you very much.
Let's make it a good one.
Yeah, warmer weather's not too bad. An unpleasant New Year's greeting awaits commuters, though, along Route 28 tomorrow as they head back to work after the long holiday weekend. A mile-long stretch of Route 28 between Etna and Millvale is closed until further notice. PennDOT says temporary patches on this bad section of road are not holding because of excessive moisture from melting snow and recent rains. Road crews are watching the weather to see when conditions are favorable for repairs. But until then, Route 28 closed in both directions between Etna and Millvale, and you should plan an alternate route and tune in tomorrow for starting today at 6:30 with Dela Cruz. They will have the latest on the alternate routes for you if you take 28. Well, here are the first Pennsylvania State Lottery numbers in the 1990s. Get ready. Pencil and paper or VCR. Are you kidding? January 1st, daily number 255, Monday's Big Four, 1941. John Fedco and sports, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
Big day for sports and some pretty good games. Well, who's number one, though? Who's number one?
Well, I guarantee you this, Dave, there's going to be an argument about who's number one. Both sides, Miami and Notre Dame, have good arguments. Okay. I'll try to clear up the complete picture on the national title chase next and show you how Bo's bunch blew his last stand. Stay tuned.
Announces a sale so
big, we're closed all day December 31st to get ready. But be here early Monday and Tuesday for the most incredible 2-day clearance ever. You'll get 60 to 75% off all Christmas trees. And buy one, get 2 free specials throughout the store. Buy one light set, get 2 free. Buy one gift wrap, get 2 free. Plus, giant 75% savings off all animated figures and 60 to 75% off all Christmas trees. Our entire Christmas inventory goes Monday 11 to 7 and Tuesday 9 to 9 at Pool City.
You drive to work, don't you?
Yeah.
And how much does that cost you every month?
Well, with gas and parking, probably about 100.
100?
Why? What do you pay?
Well, I take the bus and buy a bus pass. I only pay $35.
Riding Pat is smart, and buying Pat passes and tickets is even smarter because you save money. They're available at many neighborhood banks and stores and at Pat's Service Center downtown. So ride smart and buy smart with Pat passes and tickets.
I win!
Dependable, highest quality, excellent service, responsive. These are just a few of the nice things that Western Pennsylvania Honda owners are saying about their Western Pennsylvania Honda dealers. Because the dealerships you see listed here don't just sell cars, they sell peace of mind. Your Western Pennsylvania Honda dealers. 13 more reasons why you ought to buy a Honda.
iLab is joining the Pearl family. Introducing Pearl iLab Express. Same great people, same great quality eyewear, same fast 1-hour service. And to celebrate, free glasses. Just present the coupon from newspapers and magazines. When you buy 1 pair of glasses, you'll get a 2nd pair free. Now at Pearl iLab Express.
Well, we know Colorado will not be number one. Other than that,
it's going to be 1 or 2 teams, and it's probably going to be the University of Miami.
Why?
Probably. Well, I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
At this moment, it looks like the University of Miami will be crowned the national champions of college football for 1999. Let me show you the scores. There's only 2 games right now that matter right now in the national title race. There's the 2 scores. Now, Notre Dame beats number 1 Colorado tonight. Miami is taking apart Alabama. The game's late in the 4th quarter. Miami's going to win that game. Notre Dame has 1 loss on the season. Miami has 1 loss on the season. But Notre Dame's 1 loss is to Miami. Miami beat them 27-10 earlier this season. Notre Dame fans will argue, and they'll argue correctly, that Notre Dame had a tougher schedule than Miami. But I look at it this way. Miami beat Notre Dame 27-10. They beat them convincingly. If I was voting, I'd vote for Miami. And Dave, to answer your question, I think tomorrow Miami's going to be crowned national champion.
Okay.
Michigan, they had a shot today, an outside shot, forget it. They lost. I'll show you how they did that in a few seconds. Straight's first half at the Orange Bowl. Colorado-Miami playing here. Colorado drives deep into Notre Dame territory 3 times in this game. They fail each time. Here's a fake field goal they botch. A scoreless tie at the half. 3rd quarter, Notre Dame's Anthony Johnson goes over from the 2. Notre Dame led 7-0. Then, following a Notre Dame interception, watch the man they call the Rocket, Raghib Ismail. Look at him go. 35 yards, 14-0 Notre Dame. Now, the final play of the 3rd quarter. Colorado gets back in it on this run by Darian Hagan. Look at him go. 39 yards. Colorado would miss the extra point after that run. It was 14-6, but late in the 4th quarter, Anthony Johnson seals the Notre Dame win. The Irish kill Colorado's national championship hopes. The final 21-6. Lou Holtz says Notre Dame's the national champs, but that's Lou. By the way, Notre Dame defensive coordinator Barry Alvarez will be the new Wisconsin coach, which means Don Neal, the West Virginia coach, is no longer a candidate for that Wisconsin job. 2 New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl. Miami leads Alabama 7-0 in the 2nd quarter when Alabama's Gary Hollingsworth hits Marco Battle. Touchdown, 7-7 tie, but 2nd quarter. Miami's Craig Erickson to Wesley Carroll, 18 yards. Made it 13-7. Miami missed the extra point. Still in the 2nd. Alex Johnson takes it in. Makes it 20-10 Miami. 40 seconds left in the half. Alabama makes this a good ball game. Hollingsworth to Lamont Russell for the touchdown. 2017, Miami by 3 at the half. 3rd quarter, though, Miami comes on strong. Erickson to Rob Chudzinski. Touchdown. This made it 26-17. And in the 4th quarter, Erickson to Randy Bethel. Miami takes total control. They're leading 33-17 late in the 4th, and they're on their way to a probable national championship. In Pasadena, Bo Schembechler's last game as Michigan coach. He watches his Wolverines tie USC in the third quarter on Allen Jefferson's touchdown. It was 10-10.
Policy. If for any reason you're not completely satisfied with your order, simply return the merchandise within 30 days and QVC will immediately refund your money or cancel the charge to your credit card account. Return instructions are printed right on the packing slip that accompanies your shipment. Why do we make it so easy and convenient to return merchandise to QVC? Because we sell high-quality, brand-name products at low prices, and we're not satisfied unless you're satisfied. So shop where 100% customer satisfaction comes with every order. QVC, America's quality cable shopping channel, where quality costs less. Live from QVC, America's quality cable shopping channel. It's time for some new and exciting home decorating ideas as QVC presents Ideas to Beautify Your Home.
Always nice to get a free ride. Going for a free ride. Joe Farago here with you. Just zooming around, you get kind of a look at my name there, and you also get a look at how some of our sets work here when we show you the different sets that we are in to bring you different sections. We rotate them around like that. Have a big carousel here, and every once in a while I get to go for a free ride.